What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kurt. I'm your host for Supertransfer Podcast. Today, I got a treat. As they say in the church, we got a good God bless you treat, a good hallelujah treat for you or something. Well, I got one of my favorite drummers, one of my favorite musicians, and I'm so proud and excited to say Grammy Award-winning producer, Darryl, Howell, Lil Man. He's here in the building. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? What up, Supertransfer? Kurt, thank you for having me, bro.
Hey, man. Hey,
this is dope.
Hey, man. I'm glad you're here, man. So I'm gonna start to give people a little background. So I started my own studio and production company in '05, and I had the pleasure of working with Tori, and through Tori, my first experience with you meeting you was at her show. She did a live show in South Chicago Heights, and I met you, Darryl, Marcus Kenzie, he was there, and I met all of you all, and y'all were young then, and I didn't even really know you played. You all told me, at that time that you played, but I didn't, I never heard you before.
Yeah.
So throughout time, I'm working, and eventually, I needed a drummer because I was doing shows at Country Club Hill Theater and other events, and your name came up. It was like, oh man, call Lil Man. And the truth, you understand, because I really hadn't heard you play. I was reaching for Kahari, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But he was unavailable, clearly. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
And they were like, call Lil Man. You know what I'm saying? So I got you in. And you was doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? He played the set. He was professional, on time, no issues. Now this is a young Lil Man. You know what I'm saying? We talk you young back then. So at that point, used you a couple times more, and then Tori had a gig on 35th somewhere at somebody's loft or crib.
Yep.
And I think right there I got to see you in your element, where it resonated with me that it was more than just drum playing with you. Like, dude got something else going on.
Yeah.
And I remember you had like one time a cowbell, you had a little like fusion rig set up.
Yeah.
And you was driving that whole set. And I'm like, he giving me way too many vibes with not enough equipment. Like,
we didn't have no carpet that night, and I remember getting a complaint that we like scraped up their floor in that building. But that was just another one of them nights. Me, Darryl, Marcus, same thing. We put all the stuff in Rail's car, grabbed a little something from the house, and we just came. And I remember seeing you there. And just
right there and there, I was like, man, buddy Cole, like it's something on him. So you fast forward, things happen. You wind up touring, producing. Next thing you know, you everywhere. Working, and you're producing low key. I mean, I guess it ain't really low key, but you quietly running your credits up.
Yeah.
And next thing we know, here we are with the gold record player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're gonna cover a lot of this, but I want to start. My first question to you is, tell me about your first love of drums and then transitioning into producing.
Okay.
Tell me about that.
Drums, I mean, of course, started in church.
Yes,
born
sir.
and raised in the church, and my parents, I don't come from a musical family.
Oh, wow.
At all. Nobody play or sing or nothing like that. They love music. Music was just a thing, but nobody in my family does it.
Wow. So it just, you naturally fell in love with the drum?
Just, gift from God. My parents kind of noticed me kind of having rhythm and just beating on stuff, so they just automatically just put it in front of me. But the church kind of, I had two families. I had my church family, of course.
Yeah.
They saw right away, like, oh, this dude, he's gonna be something. So my pastor's mom had babysat me, and they were just musical. They had an organ at the house singing. And church is, their house is like church all day.
Okay.
So I'm there during the week, and they kind of
Nurtured
it, but my family just supported it and invested it in every dime or whatever. And they kept it, as I got bigger, the drum sets got bigger, and you know what I'm saying?
That's strong. That's a blessing, actually, man, to be in a situation where your gift can be developed.
Right. And supported at the same time.
Yeah, by your family. Everybody don't have that.
Right. So that was huge, and that's just how everything started with drums. I knew that's what it was. Bring my little set to church, set it up next to, you know what I'm saying, my cousin who was the older drummer, and just play along. And I just kept playing along and playing along.
So how did you transition that into production? Because that ain't, you know.
Yeah.
We in it, so yes, that's a natural transition, but it may not be natural to people who watching. So,
right.
Well, what got you doing that?
Just the love for drums, just the drums turned into the love for music. It turned into a love for every part of the song.
You start peeling it off.
Yep. Every part of the song. I used to only like fast songs, and then I got older, and it was just like, wait a second, I only like ballads now, and I just started, like you said, just peeling back the layers and layers, and then getting into reading the credits, and you know, you fast forward, you get into high school and you hearing other music, radio, stuff you're not supposed to be listening to. You know what I'm saying? I fell in love with it, everything, real fast, really, really fast.
You just brought up something like old ballads where they play live drums for like 4 to 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Like Fire and Desire. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Like, what type of snare was you using? You know what I'm saying? The time, like, that's drummer stuff. You know, like, what's going on here?
And imagine only hearing that stuff by accident if the radio changes, because, you know, growing up how we grew up, there was none of that music in my house.
Oh, wow.
Until I was old enough to where they felt like, okay, we know he probably gonna do this for real. Let him, you know what I'm saying? Let him go. Let him, you know, loosen the chain a little bit and let him go. But yeah, I just fell in love with the whole thing. And then you read credits and TV, and you see the producer. You start, you know what I'm saying? And I just fell in love with the whole thing. By the time I was in high school, I was on the Fruity Loops. Me and my cousin making beats on the computer, doing it like that. By the time I was a senior in high school, I had an MPC. I had a keyboard. You know, my dad kept investing, like, you know, it didn't stop. Had a keyboard. I learned how to MIDI. I learned about them 16 tracks.
Yes, sir.
Then my dad got me a turntable. I learned how to sample into the MPC. Wasn't working with nobody, but it felt good to be able to make something that just felt good to me. So I was cool with that.
So you saying that explains why your sound is unique. See, people don't get, like, somebody like me, right? I'm listening to the radio. I learned how to play drums similar through church. But when I started producing, you know how to play keys. I know song building.
Right.
I know some theory. You know, I can read. But here's the thing. I'm listening to what's out.
Right.
And I'm interpreting that, and I'm trying to build my own. That's kind of like the natural progression with everybody.
Yep.
Sounds like with you were not being edited or molded. You kind of got to hear it how you wanted to hear it and build music and build songs your way, uninterrupted.
Yep.
So when it just...
That's exactly what
it explains it to me of why your sound is unique. And we know in this game, having a unique sound is what will keep you.
And not to go too deep into it, but just talk about the creativity of being a drummer only, which you can know. Keys ain't my thing, right? But my friends was some of the dopest. So I grew up with Leonard Raisin. I grew up with Marcus, and I grew up, you know what I'm saying, doing little recordings here and there, like at churches down the street with Jason Tyson as a little kid. So I knew all these guys, so I just was copying. I knew right from wrong, you know what I'm saying? I know the notes, so whether it was a sample or something to stick out to me, I know where to put it to make it sound like a key. I could play well enough to then collaborate with somebody that really plays. But the creativity that a drummer has to have to produce a track, it's different anyway.
I have to. We're playing samples almost as percussion and using the chord structure of the song to build basic chord structures in our new arrangement
that we can't physically
play. But now that we've delivered it via sample, a keyboardist can come in and replace the sound.
And not even, I ain't even talking about like a sound. I'm just talking about sound, even just sounds that's chopped up. You know what I'm saying? Just sounds, just little and that's how I started building.
Let me get that change right here. When they made the turn right here, let me get play that turn. And then I would have, for me, it was Andre Henry or Rob Lewis. who would come in and boom, boom, they'll
Right.
hit it for me, and I'm
Right.
like, okay, cool. And I take it out and I build around it, like, and then I start doing it. And I'm gonna find out if you did this. The bass players.
Mm-hmm.
So I would use bass players and let them run. And we getting off in the production, but because I know I'm losing people now. But I would let a bass player run through a track 3 times. One as I played it, one as he hears it, and one just do whatever come to your mind. And I would cut it up, chop it up.
Same, bro.
Sheree would be like, "Who played that?" I'm like, "You did." He's like, "I never played that. I would never put those there."
Yeah.
He was like, "This is crazy that you would do that."
It's the same.
Same, see what I'm saying?
To this day, I'm still doing it the same.
See what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, we went off on a whole little drummer production thing. And
you gotta make a way. You gotta when you're a drummer, you gotta make a way.
Out of no way, right?
And then even with the samples, you gotta make sure that everything is you're not stealing stuff. You gotta really be creative and have sounds and
to cover. Yes, sir. That's crazy.
Deep. That's
yeah. That's crazy. For those who know, you just got a gem on how Lil Man, how he produces. And if you ever heard some of my stuff, you found out how I do it too.
Yeah.
We build similarly, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how being the first and I'm pretty sure you're the first in your group to win a Grammy from Chicago that I know of.
Yeah.
How did that feel? Was that surreal? Did you know it was coming, or you had an idea? Like, walk me through that.
It still feels crazy. There's a little bit of it sinking in now, and it's giving me the pressure of okay, what's next? You know where we from, bro? We from Chicago. Like, what you gonna do
now? What you gonna do now?
Now what you gonna do?
Okay, you done, but now what?
And we happy, and it's cool, and man. But 6 months from then, what's next with you,
Not
bro?
even with these petty people.
Because everybody else is constantly progressing, constantly moving, and that's why we are.
And you just set the bar.
But I ain't even satisfied.
And that's the dope part.
Because I'm like, all right, because I know what's expected. I know what's expected of me. So, but it's still sinking in. It feels amazing. I mean,
how your parents feel about
it? They. I mean, like, my dad. I think my dad is crazy because I still feel like he knew or something. Like with even just all the little disappointments as being younger, my friends trying to vouch for me. You need to let him do more, do this. He would always be like, man, he gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even on the times that stuff that he was strict on me on. So I think even that day I stopped by the house as I do every Sunday at the church. And my mom had T-shirts. They had a banner. They had all this stuff, and I'm like, yo, guys, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's 12 p.m. It's Sunday. They ain't said nothing yet. We don't know what's going on. Like, chill. Y'all putting too much on it. But I just feel like they knew.
So, you got kids?
No.
Okay, so I'm about to hip you to this. As a parent, whenever your kid has an accomplishment or does something, you, as a parent, you stoked, right? I'm talking about walking, marginal stuff. As they grow up, you be happy. You shoot a basketball in the going hoop. Yeah, as a parent, that's normal. So I want you to think about what I'm about to tell you. To see something in your kid, and as a unit, you and your wife say, we're going to put into this.
Yeah.
And you put into it year after year after year after year. And then you put more into it. Then when you don't have it, you put some more into it. You encourage. People hurt them. People say stuff about them. You encourage. Stuff, friends fall off. Churches fall off. People tell me, you encourage. You invest. You invest. You invest. And then it culminates into 2021. And calling your namesake and say he got a Grammy. So yeah, your mama didn't do too much, dog.
And even that, them saying my name, because they say the names like I guess in order of the alphabet title, but just the fact that they said my name first, I was not expecting that. Whether they said my name or not, I knew I was getting one. Once they said, but I was just like, man, what's the odds of that?
Man, I can imagine for your parents, and I'm a parent, that had to be huge and satisfying to know that they put, we had a part in this.
Yeah.
So your mom doing the T-shirts and cooking and all of that, that was a dope thing, man.
Yeah, it's like they knew, but I had to keep calling them both to just make sure that it was happening. I had to keep calling my mom and my dad, like, yo, they said, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, for real? You know what I'm saying? Like that, like we just, and it was, that moment was still like goosebumps.
Man, I just like just talking about it. I just feel as a parent sometimes every parent don't get to see the payoff, right?
Right.
From investing in
Right.
your kids.
Right.
Only some kids pay off in that investment. Kids grow up and do whatever they want to do.
Things, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You may invest in your kid to be a doctor. They may go to school, go pre-med, and decide they want to drive buses.
Yeah.
And, you know, they love truck driving or something. And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's what, if you find what you love to do. And that was something that we kind of talked about on another podcast. And just, you know, sometimes men get shamed, you know, in this current society, we get shamed for not wanting to do what others want us to do. Like whether it be your old lady, your girl, or whoever. Like they got aspirations. They want to, you know, be on the top of the hill. They want to be seen. They want to be all of these other things.
Right.
But some cats is just happy. Like, man, I love driving semi trucks.
Right.
I love that whole thing.
Right.
This is my vibe. I'm in my happy space on the road.
Yeah.
And then they get criticized when somebody tell them, "Oh, you don't want more. You need to want more. You know you don't have aspirations," or you know. And I think that's so unfair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think as people we should all be able to do what we love. You know what I'm saying? I'm good at something, but it ain't necessarily what I love. But it took care of me and provided means for me, which I'm grateful to God that He gave me the skill set to be good at something that somebody want to pay me some money for.
Absolutely. Yeah.
My love is something else.
Something totally different.
But to be able to do what you love,
Yeah.
man, that's a blessing to me. I don't think, you know, people shouldn't marginalize, you know, the blue collar workers or the white collar workers that love their career. That's because you want to love what you do.
Yeah.
And you love what you do. That's a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's still a challenge. It's still a challenge to make it first all the time, and I think that's where that conversation comes in, at having a multitask to kind of know, can I still take care of things but still put as much time into what I love, into what I need to do to further my whatever this other situation is that's complaining about what I'm not doing. So I think it's being able to do both.
So that'll segue into my next piece, which is why is it it's always common when people say it's hard for, you know, musicians to find love, like real love. Now, people would think that musicians, you know, they see it like, oh, musicians don't have no problem finding women or whatever the case may be. But actually finding a partner that supports what you do and doing, like, why is that difficult? And has that been a difficult journey for you? Because I know you recently engaged.
Yeah.
So has that been a difficult journey for you, just finding somebody, or
it's been a journey. I don't know how difficult. I mean, maybe difficult because of my career path. Even though, again, we started so early. You know what I'm saying? She knew this is what I did. This is what I wanted to do. Now, when we got into the important years of our relationship, I don't think we knew, or she knew, it was gonna be cracking like it was with me being gone. So much. You know what I'm saying? 3 or 4 whole months.
That's
like
tough on.
Yeah, it's different. And when you don't expect that, because you kind of start early, and it's just like, oh, it's cute, you know, he plays drums with this, and then
it get real.
A year from then, or 2 years from then, it gets real. It's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to be gone for 3 months. They just sent me the schedule. I ain't coming back till September. So, you know what I'm saying? All the summer plans we had, like your birthday, and that became our normal. That becomes your normal lifestyle.
Wow.
So you got to have somebody that's understanding and invested in knowing that this is what you love, this is what you do, and you got to be able to kind of like pick up some of the letdowns that your life causes.
Well, how do you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you miss a birthday, do you just make it up when you get back?
You make it up, and you do all you can until you got to go again.
Wow.
You try to, and it's the same way with family.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's kind of the same way. I mean, everybody ain't cut for that though. Everybody can't do it and survive, but it's a balance. But yes, having you know, Brittany, she's kind of cut from that cloth. Her family, you know, so my situation is a little different because, you know, we both grew up in church. We both have you know,
right.
So we kind of know what's going on, but I don't think we expected it to go as fast, so quick, so early into, you know.
Hey, but you know what? I don't think, you know what I'm saying, you would change it, and she probably wouldn't change it either, because, like, to be a part of this is, to be a part of your career and to watch where it's going, and I'm on the outside looking in, you know, I don't know the heartaches, but I know in musicianship, it's a lot of letdowns. It's a lot of hard years. It's a lot of tough conversations. It's a lot of we don't like how you play.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People don't talk about that. We don't like how you do it.
Oh yeah.
You're not good enough. We gonna let somebody else come in.
Yeah.
All the while, you are good enough. You know what I'm saying? I wish, you know, in the church world, I'm talking about some of the stuff I went through.
Yeah.
Just say you want Buddy to play.
Right.
It's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's so much easier to swallow, I want fam to play, than to have you come to 9 rehearsals, work and learn 16 songs, only to slide a dude in. See, that stuff right there make the Chicago come out of you. Now, we ain't talking about church no more. We ain't talking about God. We talking about niggas.
Right.
So
and this stuff and it leaves a life full of hurt. A life scar. It make you, want to disconnect from your gift. It make you not want to mess with nothing. But at the same time,
I stopped playing in churches because pastors didn't want, not because of that, because pastors didn't want to pay.
Yeah.
Well, they come, that whole excuse thing, it didn't work. It didn't sit well for me because you didn't tell me before I got on the drums that the money wasn't going to be there. Yeah. You set up here, had me play the whole service, collected an offering, did all of that, made me wait around, and sent somebody out here to tell me, oh man, you look like this week.
Yeah, man.
So
I've been through it all.
Before I whooped on the pastor, I said I'll walk away.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was, like, you owe me money, you think it's sweet.
Yeah.
It ain't, and so it's the mindset changes, and I just wasn't. God didn't wire me to be like, okay, squash it, go ahead. And I'm sure it's a lot of pastors that know me will probably be like, well, Curtis, you're supposed to just go ahead and let God make another. He gonna open the door.
Right.
Open that door. He gonna open up. No, I thought he opened up this door, and this is where my money is. I'm gonna get it up out this door, and when I'm finished collecting here, then we'll move on to whatever door. See, I'm kind of little different like that. He opened up this door. He got to open up the other door for me. He opened up this one. This is where the money is, right? Yeah. They like, no, that ain't how you supposed to. See. But anyway, so that's why I stopped playing in church, because I'm like, I ain't doing this.
Yeah. No, I mean, we come from that era of, and I could speak for my homies, me, Marcus, all of us, man. Whoever would give us a chance, because we played a little different. We kind of did things
our way.
You had a different vibe. Coming from here, you had to. So we started out, truly very humble. Whoever was going to give us a shot and take a chance on us, whoever's going to be loyal to what we did, we'll talk about the money later. That's how we started. I ain't gonna hold you. We did not get taken care of. We did not get. But whoever was gonna take a chance on us and our sound coming up in the city at the time we did, when it was changing over, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I mean, crazy. You still had them dogs was still here on them gigs when we was just little guys trying to come up. You still walk into a random concert and it's Calvin, it's Philip. Then the next group is Rex, it's Maurice, it's Sheree, and we just want to beat them. So anybody that they used to work with, or you know what I'm saying, any one of them guys that would give us a chance, we there. We'll talk about the money later, but let us get this practice in on you.
So
you know what I'm saying?
I get it, and that's crazy because for me, when I was doing my thing and booking bands and doing that whole thing, I was just looking for guys who could deliver
for the job,
so I could charge. You know what I'm saying? If I could charge, if y'all could deliver, and you, Marcus, Sharky, I think Sharky was 17 when I started with him. Y'all could deliver, and as far as I was concerned, that more enough. I tried to just set a little small standard to be like, you want to do it like this, want to be on time, want to rehearse, but that was just on a local level, but it translated to y'all understanding what was required, because a lot of cats back then wasn't even doing what I was doing.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Even pay wise, whatever. Yeah.
Right. They doing it now.
We wanted to be a part. We wanted a chance.
So what is the disconnect? This is Chicago stuff now. So the disconnect between those older groups and the younger groups. I was on Clubhouse. I hear conversations. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the older guys don't like us. They don't respect us. Blah blah blah. They don't give us opportunity. They don't even speak to us. I hear the older guys say, "You gotta work. Y'all want it all so fast. That's what's wrong with y'all." Yeah. And and it go back and forth. And me, listening quietly. It seems like, look, to me, Chicago's a huge place.
Yeah.
And from my experience, there's enough opportunities here for older guys, if they wanted to create situations for younger guys.
Absolutely. And they have, though.
They have. Okay.
In my case.
But I'm talking about locally, not getting you out of Chicago.
Oh, locally?
I know to sharpen you. So
Yeah.
like what I did,
Okay,
I
yeah.
had the little club situations, and I was working the Country Club Hills thing.
Yeah.
Well, see, you got a resume now, the same way people above you had a resume.
Right.
You all can walk into those arenas and set up now. Hey, look, I got the Darryl Howell band. Who is it?
And
it ain't me.
And showcase them.
Right, which is kind of along the lines of what I was trying to do, and that's what I was always trying to tell some of the older cats when I had offline conversations with them. It's a lot of meat on the bone here in Chicago. All of these little club groups that go out and they have their little singing.
Right.
It's a lot of clubs that's looking for a lot of. It ain't gotta be clubs. It's a lot of event spaces that's looking for bands, right? And everybody go to the usual ones.
Right.
So, you know, you can have the Rex Hardy trio. You can have the little Tony Quartet.
Right.
And all of them could work.
Right.
But you know, I don't see
back
nobody
when
doing
you
it.
was trying to do it, I think now, with the pandemic and everything being like it is, now something like that would work amazing.
Yeah.
But back then, we just wanted to do what we saw them doing, and they was on that road.
I got you.
They was on.
I got you.
I'm 33. I think we like the last that generation to like trying to see who playing on what late night show, because this is what I want to do. So we felt like, you know what I'm saying, if they passed through us a bone on a situation like that, they did that for us because we just wanted to do that. If I could just go on a tour, if I could just play with a major artist, you know what I'm saying? After you close one chapter on one scene in the city, it's like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? You're moving through the ranks. So I think now that stuff but back then, we just wanted to, if that was their highest level, we just wanted to get there. Because I think that those guys are now thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? Now they got like maybe, close to 10 years on me. So now, what they say, your 20s you learn, 30s. So they starting to return now. They 40s and 50s, they starting to return. I'm still in my 30s. I'm still churning. I'm still grinding. I'm thinking about the next ones, and I think I've done a good job trying to include the next ones. But, dude, I got to get to my 40s to where I earned enough to where I can come back.
You can come back. No, I understand. I respect that.
You know what I'm saying? So I think they coming back now. But back then, they had to get it.
Man.
And we was watching them getting it, and we just wanted to beat them.
Man, that's an interesting take. Cause I gotta respect that because you watching the people who you see working, and now you see them working. That's what they doing. So you want to emulate and get to that level.
Everything else in between,
hindsight 2020.
Yeah. I
hate empowering individuals that shouldn't be empowered, right? So when we waiting on somebody to throw you a bone, we kind of empowering people who may not need that type of authority or weight in a situation. Absolutely. And now we got these thoughts of grandeur, or just I'm this, because they're calling me, and that's really a facade. They're calling you because they're hungry, and you ain't set the table for them. You weren't responsible enough to give somebody else something to eat.
When
you starving them.
Right.
So now when they take your food, you mad at them.
Right.
That's because you never fed them.
Right.
Not like how you should.
Right.
You threw them scraps, but they growing. So now they big enough, they want to take what you eat. I eat steak too, cuz.
That's right.
But I'm going to eat the steak. And I think that's probably the environment that we saw.
But when you can do that, and you can do that fair and square, that's my thing.
The game is what it is.
The game is what it is. Do your work and go take his. You ain't got to offend him. He ain't even got to know you coming to get it.
Man,
do your work and go get that.
And the thing about it is, if I'm on my square, I should be constantly working at my craft. And working at the craft, as you know now, is more than just playing.
That's right.
It's professionalism.
That's right.
It's your business acumen.
That's right.
It's how you carry yourself, how you move, how compromising you are, how you make the best out of a bad situation. Okay, this is where we stand at tonight. You know what? I'm gonna go in my pocket. I'm gonna stay here. Don't worry about it.
Bro, I've been there.
But that's gonna keep you.
That's right.
That's gonna keep you because folks gonna be like, man, he too fair. He too fair. I'm not gonna call somebody else out here that's gonna be a headache. I'm not gonna call somebody out here that I don't know. Jim, for people who ain't watching, the industry only writes checks to people they done wrote checks to before.
That's right.
They ain't big on giving out new checks. So if you a new one and you ain't never been in the game before, it's gonna be hard for you to break through because they don't like writing checks to strangers. Yeah. But they will write them to people that they know.
Yeah.
So that means if I got a relationship with Lil Man,
That's
I'm going
right.
to keep rolling with Lil Man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Until Lil Man tell me you can roll with Bob.
That's right. Yep.
You see? And that's just how the game goes. Now, that don't mean you got to come and beg him for something, but if you, I always tell people, man, just tell the truth, man. Shoot family email. Hey, man, look, man, I really enjoyed your work, like how you doing it. And here go a couple clips of me playing, give me some pointers, man.
Right.
I'm out here. Man, he may not respond. He may respond.
Right.
But your due diligence is putting yourself out there to say, hey, look, I'm available.
Yep.
And musicians are tricky. They may not call you for 2 months, and all of a sudden,
But
out the blue.
And
They watching you, but all of a sudden out the blue, hey, cuz, man, I got a gig for you over here. Woo Woo Church right here is paying this. I can't make it, but I'm going to put you on because I've been watching you.
Be watching, bro. And it's, again, are you ready? Are you ready to, if they offering you the food, or if you gonna take it? Are you ready? Are you gonna impress them enough to where they be like, well, he got my,
now you sound like the old head. That's what the old head say now. Are you ready? You sound like the old head. So hey, the game is cold. So my last question, and I'm gonna segue. I'm gonna throw it off to you. Tell me the best date, in your opinion, that you ever took your girl on. The best date. Like, what was the coldest thing you know you did for? She was like, oh my God, I did not know you could do this. Oh, thank you so much. The coldest day.
Maybe like a show. We had a show in somewhere with Maxwell.
Okay.
And like I knew Brandy was on the show, and like people that she would like.
Did she like?
So it was like, you know, the best bring me to work day / date. Yeah,
right.
You know, for not as much. We went to Nassau, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of cool, and her being able to just experience that, and it was a private situation, so it wasn't
that was
at
dope.
a concert, you know. But I don't know, it's been a lot of things, man.
That was
Something
actually,
like that.
That was actually pretty dope. So
Yeah.
a lot of people out there like, oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, since the pandemic, since things are opening back up, and since I've been home, we've been able to do a lot
Go to a restaurant,
stuff lately.
some normal stuff. Like go to a restaurant.
Some normal stuff.
With silverware and glasses.
You know what I mean? Versus,
Okay.
just come on the bus real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we got after show food, and I'll see you in 2 months. So these last couple, this last year and a half has been more of that than we've experienced before.
Yeah, the pandemic has been tough on the entertainment industry, music especially. I know it got to be hard on musicians, but it's benefits to being back, making strengthening relationships with family and people who you wouldn't get to see.
Yeah.
Because the way people been locked up for the last year and a half, when they open it back up, I don't care what nobody says. They can slow roll it out as much as they want to. All venues will be packed. The first shows, you're gonna be working probably for the, I would say probably about 6 months at a time.
Yeah.
Probably for the next 2 or 3 years, because people gonna get this whole staying in the house up off of them.
I hope so. I'm hoping to transition well. Whatever it is.
What else would we have to do? We've done nothing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would go watch my sister in concert. I'm just saying, like,
just to get out.
Like, who gonna be out here? Oh, man, over here at the Regal, we're gonna have my sister. Like, okay, I'm going to go see her. Like, who playing with it? It don't matter, let's go see it.
Check it out.
So, I think that's gonna happen. Even if the venues are smaller, it's gonna work out, and you probably gonna be gone, but hopefully, everybody can see you. But let's get to my favorite segment, the rapid fire segment. I'm gonna ask you either or. You're gonna pick out which one you like, and then after that, I'm gonna have give you a word and you say the first thing that comes to mind. So we're gonna start with either or. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Cash or credit? Credit. All right, Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Drink or smoke?
Drink.
Fast or slow?
Slow.
City life or country living?
Country living.
Okay. All right, now.
Easy. That was easy.
That was easy, huh? Yes. Okay, well then, here go the word association. Say first thing come to your mind. Money.
Cars.
GOAT.
Michael Jordan.
Freedom.
Music.
Black men.
Excellence.
Chicago.
Home.
So what's up, man? Supertransfer Podcast, bro. Thank you for being on, man.
Thank you for having me.
Let's
do another one.
Oh, man, I'm honored, bro, to have you here, man. Congratulations on your year. This is a successful year, even in the pandemic, man. Glad to have you on, man. Everybody, Y'all look out for Lil Man, producer extraordinaire, Grammy Award-winning producer, musician. He'll be on the road. Go check him out. Pay for your tickets. Don't call him and ask for them.
Thank y'all.
We're Howell.
Appreciate it.
Hello, everybody. It's the D, and I appreciate you tuning in to Supertransfer Podcast. I'm here to remind you, make sure that you subscribe, like, and share. That's Nutty Music TV on YouTube. That's NUTTYMUZIC TV. And for the people that's special in the bleachers, that's Nutty Music TV. NUTTYMUZIC TV. And as always, remember to have a great day and bless yourself.